turn on the radio.
Okay.
Is the volume still too high?
It's a little better. Can we turn it down a little bit?
How's that?
That's good.
Okay.
Transponder.
Okay, transponder to standby. Just rotate that clockwise, one click. Now, when this light goes off, we can go ahead and rotate it up to altitude.
Okay.
Turn this guy on. It's a rotating beacon on the back of the tail.
Okay.
All right, we've got sufficient fuel to make the flight. We do have a suction indication. That'll go up to normal, which is 5.2 when we go up around 1700. Ammeter's charged back towards 0. Oil pressure is in the green. Oil temperature's coming up. Okay, so we're ready to taxi.
All right.
Okay. Now what you're going to do is hit the press to talk switch, and then you're going to say major traffic.
Okay.
The tower's probably closed. Major traffic, Cessna 61326, south ramp. That's where we're sitting on the south ramp. Taxi active. That's where we want to go.
Okay. Majors traffic, Cessna 61326 is at the south ramp. Taxi to the active.
Very good, very good. Good handling, good radio handling. Okay, now you want to slide your feet down so that the ball of your feet on the bottom of the pedals.
Okay.
And add just a little bit of throttle, maybe 100, 200 RPM. Is that a fisheye lens, or do you have to point it?
It'll be okay.
Okay. Oh, raise your flaps. Okay, when it gets up to 0, give it a left rudder. Move your flap lever down to center off. There you go. Each time you move the flaps up, you have to, when it goes to whatever travel we want, then you have to move it to center off.
Okay.
You're doing well on the rudder. Okay, we're going to the left here.
Okay.
See our windsock sticking pretty almost straight out, and it's showing about 100 degrees wind from 100.
So we're going to 18?
17.
17.
Yeah. All the way down to the other end is intersection hotel, and that's where we'll get on the runway and take off from.
And you said intersection hotel?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Foxtrot here. Hotel's the next one.
Okay.
Okay, we don't don't want to let it get too fast. Just pull the throttle back maybe 100 RPM. That's good right there. Just about a brisk walk. This is a little faster than a brisk walk, but this is good. As long as you feel in control.
Okay.
Okay. Brake lightly. Release the brakes. Let's go on down here a little bit. Alright, brake lightly again, and right rudder. Turn into the wind. Okay, left rudder. Let it roll a little bit. Okay. Continue with your checklist before takeoff.
Parking brake set.
That'd be the toe brakes at the top.
Doors and windows closed.
Okay, got everything blocked.
Flight controls free and correct. Okay. Elevator trim to takeoff.
Okay, we want to make sure that the movable pointer is adjacent to the stationary one. Looks like it might be.
Fuel selector valve to both.
Okay, that's for 172. This one's still on, so that's what we're concerned about.
Mixture rich below 3,000.
Okay.
Throttle to 1,700.
All right. Each one of these is 100 RPM. 15, 16, 17.
Okay. Magnetos check.
Okay, on the ignition switch, 2 clicks to the left. Got a drop, back to both, back to both. 1 click to the left. Got another drop, back to both. Okay, the carburetor is already, we replaced the air box during annual, and they screwed it up so that the carb heat's always on. So, but go ahead and pull it out just for habit's sake. Okay, push it back in.
Okay.
All right. Now you check your suction. You got 5.4 inches of mercury.
Okay.
Ammeter's charging. Got sufficient fuel to make the flight. We still got oil pressure and oil temperature's coming up.
Okay.
Bring your throttle back to 1,000.
Okay.
All right.
Wing flaps up.
Wait a minute. I think you missed several things there.
Suction gauge. Transponder to altitude.
Wait a minute. What does this say?
Flight instruments and radios set.
Yeah. Okay. At this point, if the tower were open and we had taxied out on 121.7, which is ground,
okay,
they're not going to hand you off. The ground is not going to hand you off to the tower. So that's your responsibility, and that's what that means. Radios set. You're going to set the radios either to the, in today's case, it's the advisory frequency, and when the tower's open, it's the tower frequency, 118.65. But this is where you would switch to the tower.
Okay.
And then instruments, flight instruments, we set this guy to 530 feet, which is our field elevation.
Okay.
So this is the this points to hundreds or 20 feet increments and 100 feet increments. So use this knob to set this down to 530. Okay. The other way we could do that is tune in 133.425 and listen to the AWAS and get the barometric pressure.
Okay.
Okay. Now then, we want to know where we're going. So our magnetic compass says 105 magnetic. So we push this in and rotate this till it indicates 105 degrees. That's 90, 105.
Okay.
Hold that cage knob in now for 3 counts. 1001, 1002, 1003. And what that does is it gives that time to settle down, and so it won't precess as quickly.
Okay.
And then use this knob to move this little ball up to where right there, where that white line exactly bisects that ball.
Okay.
All right, now we've got the flight instruments set and we're ready to go. Let's, what does it say?
Transponder to altitude.
All right, rotate that up to ALT. Good. All right, now the last thing that's not on the checklist is the tower's closed. We don't have any help from them,
okay.
So we're going to turn this to the left, and we're going to check downwind, base, and final, right base, and right downwind for other aircraft. Make sure nobody's going to land on top of us. So put your feet down on the floor, add a little throttle, and give it left rudder. All the left rudder. All the left rudder. There you go. Now throttle. We're looking about 25, 30 degrees above the horizon. And we got all those dark clouds for background, so we ought to be able to see them if there's anybody there. Same thing here, it ought to be just a little black speck. They ought to be dark specks with the board sticking out of them. Okay, add throttle. Okay, nobody on left downwind, left base, left or final, or right downwind, or right base. So just continue to taxi. Continue to taxi. All right, we're at Intersection Hotel. You're going to say Major's Traffic, Cessna 61326. At Hotel 417, VFR Southeast.
Major's Traffic 6132 Fox 32, correction, 6126, correction, 61326 at Intersection Hotel for runway 17.
VFR Southeast.
VFR Southeast.
Very good. When you're talking to the tower, that's the information they need. They want to know when you're ready for takeoff, and they want to know what direction to flight. Okay, add your throttle. All right, wind's from our left, so you're going to hold this over to the left an extreme amount until we start to take off. When you lift the nose and the airplane leaves the runway, then you're going to level this.
Okay.
And that should have us crabbed into the wind and tracking down the runway so that we can reuse it should the engine die or something. Okay, hold that over there. Off we go. Take the throttle in smoothly and evenly. Take it right on in. No, don't steer the car. Steer with your feet. Keep your hand on the throttle. Hand on the throttle. Steer with your feet. Keep us on the center line. All right, the right wing's kind of coming up, so let's pull the nose up. Pull the nose up. There we go. Level the wings. Keep your hand on the throttle. Okay. All right, you're doing a good job. Good job. Just crab a little more to the left. Want to stay runway center line if we can. It's a good job. Good takeoff.
Thank you.
Now bring your nose up just so that you hide the horizon with the cowling right there. That should be pretty close to 70 miles an hour. Now at 1,000 feet indicated, right now we're indicating 900 feet MSL. At 1,000 feet indicated, you can let go of the throttle, but I would prefer that you left your hand on your right knee so that you have it available to operate the carb heat, the throttle, or the mixture, and just fly with your left hand. Okay, there we are. Good. Now, let's make a shallow turn and go over towards Lake Tawakoni. The reason I go towards Lake you're not afraid of water, are you?
No.
Okay, good. The reason I go over Lake Tawakoni is it's smoother. What the bumps that you're feeling right now, the sun has heated up this brown grass and created thermals.
Okay.
And that's rising columns of hot air that's hitting the bottom of the airplane, and that's what's making the bumps. We get out over Lake Tawakoni, there's nothing there to create a thermal. The only thermals we would get from there is when we're close to the banks and the wind has bent the thermal tower over. We probably have fewer on this side of than today than on the east side because the wind is coming from the east. Okay, now can you see the horizon? Can you see that it's slightly higher or lower over here than it is over here? We want the same height here as we have here, and to verify that, you can look at the wingtips, and you have the same amount of, when you have the same amount of air under each wingtip between the tip and the ground, then you're level. When the ball is centered between those two little black marks, the rudder is coordinated. You get that ball centered and the wings level, and you're in coordinated flight. Now we're up to 90 miles an hour, so let's bring your nose up so that the cowling just hides the horizon in the middle there. We'll climb on up to 2,500 feet that way. Right there. Okay, you're doing well here. Let's turn a little more to the left.
And we're going to stay on Major's traffic the whole time?
Yes. Not going anywhere else, so no point in changing frequencies. If we were going to another airport, when we get 5 miles out away from Major's field, then we'd change to that next frequency. What airport were you flying from? Pull the nose up.
Aero Country.
Okay, so you were underneath the Class B, and you probably flew out towards McKinney or something like that, somewhere east. Okay, bring your nose up just a little bit right there. dropping it again. Bring it up. Okay, there we are at 2450. Let's start easing the nose down. Ease the nose down. Starting to level off, and then you'll have to, since you've been trimming so much, you're going to have to retrim. Now, you want to set the control wheel to level pitch. This is not climbing, this is not showing a rated ascent. Right there. Push a little bit more, okay. Now, use the trim, roll it forward until you don't have to push forward. Good, good. You're sensitive to that trim, that's very good. All right, let's get out over the lake. What are you looking for?
Traffic.
You're not going to see it that way. Don't move your head. Move your eyes from as far over this way as you can get to as far over this way as you can get. Then move your head and stop. And then move your eyes again. Because when you move your head, you shut off, your inner ear shuts off your focus. Okay? And so all you're going to see out there is a blur. Now you still don't have it trimmed properly because we're climbing. You're not going to impress anybody if you sit up here like this and don't see anything and nearly run over somebody, or worse than that, run over somebody. Mid-air collisions are really nasty. Okay, reset your throttle to 2400 RPM. That's what I use for training crews, because we're not really going anywhere, and we don't need that much power. Yeah, that's good. That's a little too far. Just up about a 50 RPM. That's good right there. Now you may have to retrim. I don't know. Okay, turn loose the control wheel. Alright. Give me just a little more nose up trim. Just move it slightly. Okay. Alright, that's how you make a climb. You put in this airplane, 70 miles an hour is the magic number for climb. Best rate of climb. It's also the magic number for the best angle of descent, or best rate of descent. So, always think 70. If you're trying to clear an obstacle, you climb at 60.
Juliet is about 4 to the north, the maneuvering for practice ILS 17 Tango.
Okay, and descent, we'll cover that in a little bit. Right now, we're at level. We've already discussed how to know that you're level. You have the same amount of air under each wingtip. The horizon over here is the same height as the horizon over here. It looks level. Okay, and there should be some imperfection on the windshield right above the your yoke shaft that corresponds to the horizon. And that's what you can use to make sure you're level pitch. Also, level pitch will be a constant airspeed. Generally 95 to 100 for our weight, our present weight. And as long as it stays in that region, we're reasonably level pitch. Ball centered, wings level. Okay, now then. Looks like everything we got's going to the west. Let's roll to the west. I want you to point towards the sun there, because that gives us the okay, see the sun's reflection on those little lakes there?